I Don't Get It
Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast. It's Ashley.
And it's not Lauren or Naz.
It's Jared.
Sorry to disappoint.
We thought the first podcast of our wedding month could be the two of us just talking at home at our kitchen table after dinner. After a wedding planning meeting that we were at for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was
3
a long
hours. And I was late even.
Well, our wedding planner, God bless his soul, great human being. He was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Love him to death. But he can be long-winded. To be fair, so can we. What do you mean you? You mean us?
I'm pretty good with sound bites.
Oh, okay.
Jared.
Sound bites? We're both pretty bad.
I think you definitely take it a little further.
No. I was about to say you take it further than me.
I may ramble about stupid shit more than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then sometimes you like tell the story too much. It's like people don't need those details.
Yes and no. It depends on what they know.
It depends
Some
on the
people
time
don't
and
have
place,
context.
though. I mean, like the story of us, I wanted us to give all the details.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. But then there's certain things like the people thing we did the other day where it was like, you know.
Everybody's getting a glimpse into our day-to-day lives right now.
I know, but you know what's funny is that when you were on the Almost Famous podcast, there were like some comments about us bickering. They're
When
like,
was I
all
on
they
the
do
Almost
is
Fun?
bickering. A couple weeks ago in Tahoe.
Oh, that's right.
I was like, we're not bickering.
No, it's just how we treat each other. It's just our relationship.
Yeah.
We're so comfortable with each other. We don't mind bickering back and forth. If
I
that's
wouldn't
what you
even
guys
call
want
it
to call
bickering. I would say like we're always just
talking at one another.
talking at one another.
Yeah.
And we like correct each other all the time, which
Yeah.
is totally fine.
Yeah. I think that's a healthy relationship.
Like just to be open about what is like sort of annoying.
Yeah.
Right?
I would never even thought that we bicker back and forth
Me
until
neither.
you brought it up right now.
That's like a conversation.
Yeah.
All right. There's some questions that we need to like just, answer. And then we have a lot of fan questions that I'm going to pick and choose from.
So the first questions we're answering are not fan questions.
They're sort of fan questions. Like I was given to them by Courtney, our podcast manager.
Shout out to Courtney.
Courtney kills it.
Crushes
Courtney
at life.
totally
She's the best.
set up our honeymoon.
She's just dominating.
She really she also hooked us up with something that's going to help us make our place more of our own together and less of Lauren's. But
Really?
Courtney
I don't
slays.
know about that one.
Yeah, Modsy, I told you.
I probably wasn't paying
He
attention.
literally doesn't pay attention half the time.
But half the time I do pay attention. I'd say that's pretty good.
For a man?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well,
she
now
has
you're
some...
stereotyping, Ashley.
Oh no! Don't get started, Jared, and his man-female double standards.
No,
I think we should do an entire podcast on what you feel like women get double standards on.
No, listen, I fully understand the... I don't want people to think that I'm some sort of misogynist.
You're not at all.
Women should be treated equally. The fact that they get paid less or have been paid less in the past is absurd. Women, I will say, are far tougher than men because if men had to give birth, half the population would die.
You mean we'd have a far less pop?
I don't think I could ever give birth.
I don't think you could either. I think you would actually choose not to have children because you couldn't go through it.
Potentially. It's the 9 months of pregnancy. 9 months.
I
That's
think
a
for
long
you,
time.
you get too freaked out of the birth. I think the delivery makes you wheezy.
Yeah, it makes
Queasy.
me wheezy. It's just that
Queasy.
area.
He said wheezy.
Wheezy and queasy. It gives me all the feels. It's just I'm with horror movies, I'm fine with blood and guts and all that stuff. But for some reason, the female anatomy in that whole region, whenever that gets torn or hurt in any way, it's just such a sensitive part of the body.
Like maybe that's nice that you think of it like that, but do you think about your own
No, it's
wiener
different,
area
guys.
like that?
Guys, it hangs out. It's just kind of there. If we get kicked in the balls, it gives me a stomach ache. I get queasy from the feeling of it. But it's also just because in movies, it's just like such a painful area that opens. Legit, it just opens.
But it's because it's to our bodies. It's an entrance to our bodies.
Yeah, but
maybe
it gets,
like it's part of
torn
us.
open.
And then
It's
for you
so-
guys, it's like external, so you feel like it's not like part.
It's like a wound that gets opened up. That's a horrible analogy, and I understand that I'm a dumb man speaking upon the female anatomy, but it's just like it's like a cut. It's a bad, but it's like, and then it just opens and it spreads to have this 8-pound human being come out of it.
It's really
like the
weird.
idea of seeing a head pop out of that. Oh God, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah. So Jared
getting hot in here.
will not be looking down there when we do have kids.
No, I'm a baby.
Why would I ever want to show you that? I don't even care. Like,
Well, I understand why people want to see it. Like, there's a part of me that wants to see it. It's the birth of our child.
yeah, but I don't want you to see it. I mean, because I know that you will never be able to see me the same again.
No, I don't think that's the case.
I don't know about that.
I've heard a lot of stories where guys will look below the curtain, so to speak, open up the hood, look underneath. Sorry, I made myself laugh. And they'll, especially during birth, they'll look at it as this beautiful moment, and not look at it in any type of sexual way. Obviously not
Maybe-
sexual, but just like seeing it's not your vagina anymore. It's like this beautiful moment of birth and life.
Yeah, I don't know if
can
you're going to
see
be
that.
one of those guys, but I
can
think
see myself.
I think like maybe when the kid's like really coming out, you can do that. But I think if it's like just like I'm super dilated.
Yeah, I don't want to see you dilated. If our child, knock on wood, as long as we get to that point, is coming out.
As long as we get to that point,
not with marriage, but I always, you knock on wood, health reasons, whatever
if you-
happens.
Yeah, if we're able to get pregnant,
Of course, that's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Anyway, questions?
Okay,
With
so
questions?
I know we can really probably babble the entire time, but the first question is, how are we feeling with 1 month to go?
Who came up with these questions, by the way? These
These
aren't
are
fans.
Courtney's questions, I think,
Oh,
because she
okay,
thinks
gotcha.
that it will answer the general audience cares.
Well, I trust Courtney with anything, so here we go.
Okay, so how do we feel, with being within our wedding month right now?
How do you feel?
I think with Jared and I have the same sentiment. It's like we just feel like we haven't been able to enjoy this period so much because there's been so much planning and like things to do. Like there's constantly a new to-do list that we need to like cross things off with.
Yeah, I agree. It's been hard. It's been hard to enjoy wedding planning for the past, I'd say
2 months.
2 months probably.
Yeah.
Just because you get into the logistics of everything now and the clock's ticking, and if anything gets messed up, then you only have a short amount of time to fix it. Before, it was planning months in advance, and we got the venue and the dress and the tuxes and, all that nice stuff. And now we're paying for the nice stuff.
Yeah. We're almost done paying. We have one more thing.
Yeah. It's in, obviously your dad is,
Well, we
your,
have a
your
couple
parents.
more things. But.
Yeah, your parents have been incredibly helpful throughout this entire process. But I think it's just, making everybody happy. And there's just so many moving pieces because we're getting married in Rhode Island. And in my head, that's not a destination wedding because it's home. But at the same time, it's a destination wedding for 60, 70, 75% of our wedding guests.
I don't know,
70, I guess. 30% is probably in Rhode
70,
Island.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people flying in and moving parts, and we want to make sure that our friends feel comfortable flying into Rhode Island or Boston, make sure they have transportation, they're good to go. But we also have to focus on our wedding as well, while also trying to enjoy it. It's a lot. It's good. It's all good things. All gravy.
Yeah.
But a little stress-filled.
It's just annoying that, by the time I feel like I can calm down about it, it's going to be like the day. And then I never really got to, I think for me, I can't enjoy things until I know they're going to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And I know people say that you can't think of your wedding day as like it has to go perfectly. But people are always like, are you excited? Are you excited? It's like, well, I'm excited to sign the paperwork with Jared and, marry him. But the wedding, I'm like, I hope it goes all correctly because I know my personality and you know that if something didn't go right that I had planned my entire life,
Yeah.
if my visions don't go the way I imagine them, I get really moody. All right, we need to take a break for one of our sponsors. I love this sponsor. A couple of weeks ago, when we had the nutritionist on the podcast, we were talking about girls' sex drives and how hormonal imbalances can really take a toll on them. And girls aren't, desiring sex as much as their male counterparts. But it's not weird or abnormal for a woman to have a low libido. It's actually quite the opposite. Women have been given a pat on the shoulder and ignored when it comes to this issue, which is very real and it's a very common concern. So you got to stop doubting yourself and reclaim the sex drive that feels best for you. forhers.com, and it's FORHERS.com, is a new women's wellness brand that is putting your body back in control. It is fought for by a woman for women. For Hers is helping women reclaim their sex drives to allow them to feel bold and confident. There's no need to take time out of your busy day, go to the doctor, because For Hers provides access to licensed doctors online who can determine if you are a candidate for a prescription medication to treat hypoactive sexual desire disorder. The doctor's going to evaluate you and prescribe you a treatment for HSDD if they think that is appropriate for you, and they're going to deliver it straight to your door, so you don't even have to go to the pharmacy. If this is something that you feel a little bit shy about, you don't have to go out of the house and talk about it, and you don't need to have the pharmacist see what you're getting. Comes to your door, and they have the only FDA approved drug on the market to address HSDD, which is again the hyposexual desire disorder for a woman. So let's get the playing field a little bit more equal here and reclaim the sex drive that you deserve. Our listeners can get started for only $29 by going to forhers.com/get it right now while supplies last. And it's also subject to doctor approval. Important safety information applies. You can see the website for full details. And if you're interested, go to forhers, forhers.com/get it. forhers.com/get it. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and safety information. You're stressing me out with your hair playing.
Sorry, I'm massaging my head.
I'm constantly thinking that Jared's going to pull his hair out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get hair plugs. I think as long as the ceremony goes well, you'll be fine.
That's true.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Ceremony goes well, we're golden.
Yeah.
Things can get messed up at the reception.
Yeah. You're right.
I tend to be right about a lot of things. Actually, I'm kidding. I'm wrong about quite often. I remember there was a time in my life I actively went against my gut.
When was that? With me?
Years ago. No, because I always thought my gut was wrong.
You always used to think your gut was wrong?
Yeah, so if I went in the opposite direction of what my gut was telling me, then I'd be right.
Why would you ever think that your gut was wrong?
I don't know. Always led me astray.
You're a wacky
But then
man.
I wonder if it was more of my gut or my head. It's really hard to separate the two when you're thinking about what you should be doing.
Yeah.
People are always like, follow your heart, not your head. It's like, sometimes I don't know which one is talking to me.
Really?
Am I alone on that? Yeah.
Well, in this room, you are alone on that.
All right, never mind.
I'm usually able to tell.
It's hard for me to tell. But I think that's just because I'm in my head too much.
You're just totally in your head too much.
Constantly.
You just have to think about it really quickly. Like, boom, which was what? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you just twirl the ideas over and over until they get intertangled.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure my entire thought process is intertangled right now. Anyway, moving on.
Jared's a basket case.
Oh, totally.
Okay. So I guess what we're not looking forward to is, like, for me, I'm not looking forward to any visions being killed. And I'm not happy about the fact that I can't really enjoy it until we're there. Am I the only bride who's felt this way?
Felt like what?
Like, I can't enjoy it until, like, we are there that weekend?
No, I think everybody who goes through wedding planning gets to a certain point where they're just ready for the day to get here. Because there's so much anticipation and build up and planning. You just want to be with your friends. Yeah. Maybe not even day, but just, you know, the weekend, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to that Thursday.
Me too.
Yeah. So, what are you not looking forward to?
You know what I'm not looking forward to is that our dog Lois will be walking down the aisle before you in a nice pretty dress. And at that moment,
you're going to want to marry her.
I have to actively choose not to marry Lois. And that's going to be really hard for me. And I'm going to see her walk away. I'm going to see Lois walk away from me.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to be really hard for me.
My mom picked out her dress today. It's white, though. I'm like, Mom, this is a white dress.
If there is one...
Which is kind of ironic because you kind of want to marry her.
If there's one soul within this entire wedding that can wear a white dress besides the bride, it's Lois.
Yeah, it has gold detail.
What am I not looking forward to the most? God, that's actually a very good question because I'm looking forward to a lot. Of the day of. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
And the days leading up.
I guess the only thing maybe the days leading up.
Like the 2 days leading up that we were calling like our celebration week.
I'm not looking forward to the family drama that I know will occur the days leading up.
I'm concerned about family drama too because I'm concerned about some of my family members drinking a little bit too much. And I'm concerned about one of your cousins getting into drama like he did at your sister's wedding.
Oh, I don't remember that.
What? How do you not remember that?
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing about my family that I love and hate at the same time is that my family looks for drama. They're actively looking for it, whether they realize it or not.
Who, though? Like, I don't want to call anyone out, but
you know exactly who. And it's multiple people.
I think it's just because they're highly emotional people. I don't know if they're, like, seeking drama out.
Totally. They're very emotional people, but that's what I mean.
Okay.
You know, because if any small thing happens,
but I'm highly emotional
and
and I'm dramatic in the sense that I'm dramatic within myself, but I'm not like, I don't like to start drama with people.
No, but like if something small happens, people within my family would be like, okay, this needs to be resolved. I'm like, it's already resolved. And they're like, no. We need to get it done. And it's like you're making it a bigger deal than it is, which is bringing stress. Yeah, that's why I'm so stressed. But I love my family more than anything in life. And that's one of the things that I love about my family is that they're so entertaining because they do make such small things into this big productions, which is very entertaining to hang out with because it's always going to be something. You're never going to be bored.
I can't even possibly think about what kind of drama they can create.
Not drama, but I just know the days leading up, like... I don't want to throw anybody's names
Are they going to complain?
Out there. Not complain, but it's just going to be like, oh, well, this is like, you better watch out for that one. And it's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do?
I mean, they can't do that much.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But to my family's point of view, it'll be the biggest thing. This is really hard to explain without name dropping, so we're just going to move on from it.
But like, I didn't think anything could happen at my bridal shower, and then like, look what happened the night before.
Well,
this is all cryptic, guys. So sorry. There was an accident. There was blood, and it was kind of crazy. It
was crazy in the moment.
It was crazy in the moment.
Hot second.
Yeah,
we were a little nervous.
So I guess anything could happen. Somebody could fall off the boat.
Nobody's falling off the boat.
I'm just hypothetical situations here.
Anyway, but I think probably logistically the thing that I'm looking forward to the least is photos during cocktail hour.
Me too. I just want to do. I think we were even like a little bit. We had this run through today, and I was almost like ignoring our photographer a little bit because I was like, "You take me away from the fun."
Yeah, well, it's not so much. They're taking us away from the fun, and
we have to take pictures all the time. In our lives, we end up having to do like photo shoots and stuff, and it just, I think Jared gets a little bit moody about it.
No, that's different. That's very different.
Yeah?
It's not moody. It's just sometimes when we're out, first I want to say this, we're very lucky and grateful that there are people out there who are excited to meet us. I'll never forget that first moment when somebody came up and said, "Can I please have a picture with you?" And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I'm lame.
That's not what I was meant, babe.
No, what I meant was that
like
sometimes
the plenty of fish shoot that we had the other day.
Well, that's different. That's a production
I meant
thing.
job photo shoots.
Oh, well, that's
Not
different.
meet and greets. I love meet and greets.
That's different. It's work.
Yeah.
Just like anybody.
Do you think that this is going to feel like a work photo shoot?
No. I don't think
Okay.
so at all. The only thing I'm nervous, not looking forward to within that moment is that I'm sure there will get to a point after, 40 minutes of pictures where our photographer, who's fantastic, will want to make sure she has the perfect picture. So she's going to, take as many as she can, where I think you and I would be like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, we got all the pictures we need. Let's go in.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure that the wedding photographer will are we saying her name, by the way?
Yeah, it's Rebecca. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Rebecca just wants to make sure she has the perfect picture for us, which is very sweet. So it's kind of like that balance of us
because
trying not to get annoyed when she's just trying to do what's best for us.
I could see ourselves like taking pictures and then like people being like, oh, hello. And then I could be like, I'm sorry. I'll talk to you later.
Like random people coming up?
No, like friends. Do you think people are going to be like, I guess I'm just all confounded.
No, I mean, I'm excited. Like, it's, you know what? Here's the thing I'm not looking forward to the most.
Or we sound horrible, babe.
No, we don't sound horrible.
I think we sound horrible.
No.
I'm talking about.
We're actively looking for things we're not looking forward to.
Okay, I guess so.
That's pretty
that was
good.
the question.
Yeah, we're looking forward to everything.
I guess I'm concerned about being pulled away in the middle of conversations, like somebody like tapping me on the shoulder.
I agree.
And that concerns me because I always like to like give somebody like my full moment and attention. And if I see somebody standing in my peripheral waiting, it gets me all stressed out.
I'm nervous about being pulled away from people that I really want to spend time with on my wedding day. Because I want you with my really close family and friends, people that I love and care about and that have been so close with me. And we've always talked about us getting married and starting families and like, crazy stuff like that, right? And as much as I love everybody that's coming to the wedding, I'm nervous about being in like this really cool moment with somebody I really care and love for that's in my family. And then, people coming up and be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? And it's like, okay, please, I need a minute because I'm having a really good moment here.
Well, that's why like, you and I, when we're at weddings of people who we like are friends with but aren't super close to, we always just go up for like a 2-minute chat and we're like, we're going to let you go,
Yeah.
I think I think everybody should get like their 2-minute chat in. And then once that's done, then the bride and groom.
Yeah, but it's hard because it's just everybody at the wedding I also want to spend time with. Like everybody that's coming, I want to spend time with.
Yeah, I know. When
But
I
I'd
look
be
at our
lying if-
list, I get really excited.
Yeah. But it's hard because obviously, I want to spend more time with my parents than I do somebody else.
Well, we're going to have a
But-
couple days with them throughout,
That's
which
what
I
I'm
think
looking
we can
forward to.
dedicate time to the close family and the bridesmaids and then the groomsmen so that we don't have to worry about them getting lots of
know.
solo time.
But then there's like people I haven't seen in a while that's coming that I want to like spend time with, some of my friends that are coming that I think, that sucks to be like, I don't want 2-minute conversations with them,
Yeah.
There's a lot of, actually, probably everybody coming to the wedding that I know. I don't know some of your family obviously coming.
You know, like all my family coming. You don't know a lot of my friends that are coming, which is really weird and like almost sometimes annoying when we're going down the list and you like say their name wrong. And then I'm like, Jared, that person means a lot to me. And I feel like you're belittling them.
It's not belittling. I just don't know them. And I'm very bad at pronouncing names. Really bad. It's the Rhode Island in me.
What do you mean?
Actually, I was listening to the Rewatchables podcast, which...
It's a great listen, guys.
It's awesome. So anyway, Bill Simmons is from Boston. He hosts it. And he was talking about the Boston accent. And then he said, he was talking about different inflections of the accent and how some suburbs don't get the Boston accent. And then he was like, and the Rhode Island accent is the Boston accent except drunk.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like the SAR and stuff?
Sorry, because we sound even worse.
Did they say SAR in Boston?
We add R's to words that don't have them, and we drop R's in words that do have them.
Like drawer?
Drawer, yeah.
Jared calls it draw.
Or sore. Yeah, I saw our movie.
I know. I can't stand that.
It's bad.
Yeah,
Around
I
public
saw
school
our
system.
movie.
I'm sorry, babe.
I know. That's why we're not moving to Rhode Island, guys. It's our moving to
No,
Massachusetts.
stop that. And it also was me. I wasn't the greatest student growing up.
Your
College, I
schools
was.
are not the highest ranked schools, but Boston's number one, or Massachusetts number one.
is up there, obviously. Massachusetts has a very good public school system.
I don't want to pay for private school.
We're moving forward. Moving on from this conversation.
Okay, well, we should move on from the wedding because I think a lot of people have heard so much about the wedding.
They have.
From Almost Famous to the wedding podcast we just did with Troy. So
Well,
I'm
let's finish
sorry
off
that
on
we
a
just
positive
spent
note
20
saying
minutes.
that we are beyond
We're so
excited for the wedding.
We are so excited, and there's like so many moments. I just think that for both of us, it doesn't even feel surreal yet. It just doesn't feel. It feels surreal. It does not feel at all real. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna feel real until the morning I wake up.
I think it will feel real.
At the rehearsal dinner?
Yeah, the
I don't think the
rehearsal
boat's
where,
going to
like-
make me feel real. It's like, we're going on a boat with friends.
I don't know. It's different. We're
Yeah.
going to be the center of attention. People are going to be coming up, and I'm hoping people will make it feel a little different. I mean, we have to do as best a job as possible. I hope I'm told a million times over the rehearsal dinner that, like, holy crap, you're getting married, man.
Yeah.
I want to hear that 10 million times.
Yeah.
Because after the wedding, I'm never going to hear it again.
Yeah. I know.
Now I'm just married.
Yeah, now I want to really savor the next
Yeah, I want
amount
to really.
of time.
It's hard though. It's
It
stressful.
is.
Anyway,
It's so
moving
annoying.
forward.
It's just so annoying because I want to be so excited, and I am
We
very
are
excited,
excited.
but it's just like I don't even feel like it's real yet, and I don't feel like
You know what though?
what
Every couple
says this.
Every couple absolutely says this.
Really?
And goes through this exact same thing.
Yeah.
How many people have told us it flies by?
I'm also such a perfectionist that I'm like, okay, yeah, but is it gonna be perfect? Like, oddly,
It's not gonna be
this is like
perfect. Nothing's
super
perfect.
crazy. I keep thinking about when we're gonna sign the paperwork. Why am I so focused on that? I love the thought of signing the paperwork.
Well, you want to be because we'll be officially married when we do that.
I know, like that means a lot to me. I think.
Yeah, it would mean a lot to me as well if I was marrying me. I was trying to be funny, and it really came out just
That
dumb.
was not funny.
I know, it's so stupid.
Oh no!
Bad joke.
If I didn't want to be so lazy, I'd cut this out of it.
No, it's funny.
Okay. Well,
It's funny because it's not funny.
I gotta take a minute for one of our sponsors. They are fab. They are fit. And they're also fun. And the fall box is on sale right now. FabFitFun, of all the promotions that we do here on the podcast or on Instagram, are one of those things that people really do love. They tell us when I meet them, they'll be like, I ordered the FabFitFun box using your code and I love it so much. And I'm not just making up these stories, guys. So many people have bought the FabFitFun box because of, well, me, the Bachelor girls. And it's become a favorite of so many. There's like 2 million boxes in the world now, which is crazy. The fall box, like I said, is on sale right now. The box is filled with full-size premium beauty, fitness, lifestyle, home, and wellness products, and it's delivered straight to your door every season, 4 times a year. It's like Christmas. The fall box is the perfect way to treat yourself and other friends when the cool weather comes and there's a whole bunch of things. You're transitioning from summer vibes to cozy fall sweaters, and they are going to have cozy things, and they got cozy things in this box. They have fall things. They're all themed. These boxes sell out really fast, like so fast that when I have to do ads for them, they're like, you've got to get it up today because there's like 2 more boxes left at the warehouse. Okay. So they actually sell out. I remember when I got my first box, I was like, oh, wow, this is a box of things that I'm all going to use. And even when I go through stuff for donations, I look at my FabFitFun box, I was like, well, can't donate anything in there. I literally want to use every single product. You can go to the website, fabfitfun.com, to explore and become more familiar with the brand and the product. And you can also personalize your boxes these days. It's not like everybody gets the same box. You can go online and pick and choose from a lot of different options. It's really cool. So again, FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box with full-size products. It retails for $49.99, and it always has a value of over $200. And they say a value over $200, but they're just trying to be conservative there, because sometimes it's a value of over $300, a value of over $350. It's quite impressive. And when you use this coupon code GET IT, you're going to get $10 off your first box at fabfitfun.com. Again, use the coupon code GET IT, GETIT, for $10 off your first box at fabfitfun.com. All right, guys, highly recommend getting a FabFitFun box. You're probably like the only person out there if you're listening to it and don't get one. So, just a little peer pressure. Join the club. All right, let's get back to the show. The other question of vague questions is honeymoon plans. And I wanted to definitely tell you guys about where we're going on our honeymoon, considering Courtney helped us book it with Booking.com. We are going to Capri, Italy. We're going to the Amalfi Coast in Italy. We're going to do 4 days in each of those places. And then we're going to go do 5 days in Santorini. Jared and I have both been to Italy, but Jared has never been to Capri. I've never been to Amalfi. Both of us have never been to Amalfi. Mm-hmm. I've been to Sorrento, so I suppose it's pretty close.
I haven't been to any of the locations we're going to, which I'm very excited to see.
I'm excited that we're going to like loungy, kind of more like beach locales and not touristy sites.
Yeah, I think both you and I were on the same page that we want our honeymoon to be zen.
Yeah, and we are
just
going
lay out and eat and
just
chill,
eat, drink, and be on the water.
Because it gets tough when you have an itinerary.
Yeah.
And whether it be a honeymoon, a vacation, anything, it's tough because sometimes when you try to pack so much in because you want to see everything,
then it doesn't feel like a vacation.
It gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah. And I know that you went with your ex-girlfriend, so I'm sure that you had romantic experiences in Italy, but I was the most tourist when we went to Italy. So it was like boom, 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 boom. And I was exhausted the entire way. So I'm just looking forward to an enjoyable experience. And the last question we have on Courtney's list of questions is, how long do we want to wait until we get pregnant?
I don't know. We'll see how the wedding night goes.
Jared. Not then, guys.
No, we're 2020. We've been saying it for a while. We're going to figure out in 2020 and see where we're at with everything. Obviously everybody who wants to start planning to have a family goes through exactly what we would be going through as well. Financing, living location, where we're at with work. A lot of factors go into it. Yeah. So it's hard to be like, oh, this is when we're going to start.
And another wonderful factor is that I need to break out again with pimples.
Yeah, I think that factor is low on the list, but I got you.
Yeah, but I don't think you know how low my self-esteem I get.
Well, we'll be married by then.
I know, but it doesn't matter.
I agree. No, I understand.
I feel bad about myself.
Well, we'll see. You don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, yeah, 2020.
That's because I have to go off birth control, you guys, and my retinol, and my spironolactone. It's just really going to be a mess. Jared's going to be like, why the hell is your face so full? Like, you don't have no idea how my face is so full.
I will never say that while you're pregnant.
No. Okay, yeah, and then I'm going to get on spironolactone right away when I'm done. All right. Let's get on to some advice from the audience. Okay, I love this question because Jared can relate, I think. It says, why are you on your phone?
I'm listening.
No, you're not.
I am. Okay. You said Jared can relate. I was waiting for you to ask the question.
Okay, Jared can relate. He goes, what do you do when your boyfriend gets mad about something that has nothing to do with you and he lets that affect everything? He can get very short with me and his attitude completely changes. I know he's aware of it because he realizes it right after he does it and will apologize sometimes, but other times I don't think he sees it. I always want to make people happy, so I try to make him feel better, but I think most of the time I just make it worse, which makes me feel terrible because it kind of becomes a cycle. Got any advice? So what do you think? What do you think you should do? I say it's relatable because you get set off about things that don't have to do with me. You barely ever get annoyed with me, but you get annoyed at a lot of things.
Well, I get annoyed at you sometimes, just like you get annoyed at me. I mean, let's not. I don't want to pretend we never get annoyed at each other.
No, that's true. But when you get moody, it usually doesn't have to do with me.
No, exactly. When I get moody, it's
like you
more
usually
a
tell me.
reflection on me.
Yeah.
It's because I think I never want to be a bother to anybody. I never want to feel as if I can't do something. Like, I just want to be able to handle things myself. And if I can't do it, I'm going to be pissed about it. And so I think sometimes I get mad when I feel like I just can't deal with a situation by myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but there's other reasons you get moody besides that.
Well, I told you.
But that's not the question at hand here. The question is how she wants to do what I do, which is like, I feel like you're not in a good mood.
Uh-huh.
I want to make you happy. What can I do to make you happy? And she's saying that he doesn't like it when she tries to make him happy and then it becomes this bad cycle. So I guess the advice would be to leave him alone when he's in those moods. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, you know what isn't the worst thing either? This could go either way, though. Give it back to him a little bit.
Give him mood back?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't like that.
Sometimes sometimes it helps because sometimes I need to check myself. Because when I get mad, I get really quiet and I'll get defensive and I won't want to talk about things. And sometimes when you
are too nice about
I'm
it?
not too nice, but it's just like when you give me space, it's good. I'm not saying it's not. But sometimes when you give it back to me a little bit, it's really good too. Because it makes me kind of have to rise to the occasion. I know that sounds weird. But to almost, not in a negative way, it would be bad if you're like, you're ridiculous, you're being stupid, get out of it. That would be bad. But if you came at me and said, I can't deal with this, you're being really rude towards me, and I don't deserve this, a lot of times it makes me kind of, it forces me to take a breath and get out of my funk.
Really? Because even when I go and I'm like, you're not easy, you like, I don't know if you like that.
What? No. I mean, anytime, what do I ever say when you say I'm not easy?
You usually say you're right, but
Yeah.
there has been times where you're like, and you think you're easy?
No, of course, right? But it's what happens, in relationships. Sometimes you go back and forth. And so sometimes I think it's all about their approach, right? Because if this girl talks to her significant other and says, hey, listen, I understand you're mad, but the way you're treating me in this moment, I don't deserve because I didn't do anything towards you. Depends on what he's doing. If he's yelling or something, that's ridiculous.
I don't think he is. I think he's just like, not fun to be around.
Yeah. But sometimes when you, like for me, sometimes when I'm forced to put things in perspective, it really makes me check myself and take a breath and then realize, okay, Jared, shut up.
Well, I always try to tell you, everybody's happy, healthy, and safe. Mm-hmm. That's all that matters, because one day it won't be like that. And then you're going to think back on the times where you stressed out because of an Instagram photo that
Doesn't
didn't do
it
well.
suck? God, it sucks. Just to think of all the things we stress out about. And it doesn't matter.
I know. And we just complained about like wedding stress for 20 minutes and that doesn't matter.
It really makes me question the point of existence sometimes. Not the point of existence to the extent where you should just give up. But in terms of kind of culturally, the way we were brought up, society, all that good stuff. Because, what are you looking around for?
No, nothing.
It just makes me, it makes me curious about a lot of things.
Well, I think we all just need to put things in perspective way more than we usually do.
I agree. You have to have balance in life.
You guys, it's time to talk about my favorite flats. You guys know it by now. They're Rothy's. They're Meghan Markle's favorite flats, too. If a royal like Meghan wears them, I mean, you know that they're the comfiest flats ever. They don't cut the back of your heel. They are the only flats I've ever worn that don't cut the back of my heel. And what's really cool about them is they're made out of recycled plastic water bottles. They're also machine washable. And I have friends that have wanted to steal them out of my closet. They have nearly 1,000 perfect reviews. They're stylish, sustainable, comfortable, and washable. And they're all in one pair of shoes. It's so impressive. And you can just kind of throw them into your purse sometimes. This is what I do if you're wearing heels. And then they fit into any sort of like tote bag. And they complete your outfit. Like, they make your outfit look super cute. They're stylish and versatile. They go with anything from yoga pants to dresses and skirts. And they come in a wide variety of colors and patterns. And they're available in 4 different silhouettes. I like the one with the rounded toe. I feel like a ballerina in them. And they also launch new styles and patterns every couple weeks. And they sell it constantly. So you kind of keep checking back. If you become obsessed, you're going to be like, all right, well, I need a new pair and I want another cute print. And they're really, really awesome, you guys. I know that I've talked them up a lot, but I'm just impressed by the fact that they're flats that don't hurt my feet. I also want to take a second here to talk about the environmental component of Rothy's. They have diverted over 25 million water bottles from landfills to make these shoes. I'm going to repeat that again. 25 million water bottles have been converted into Rothy's shoes. They have a zero waste factory and they ship directly in the shoebox, no unnecessary packaging. They've been called by BuzzFeed your forever shoes, and one of Yahoo's editors recently called them the most comfortable flats she's ever owned. So head over to rothys.com/getit to check out all the styles that are available right now. Rothys.com, that is ROTHYS.com/getit to get your new favorite pair of flats. Comfort, style, sustainability, they are the shoes you've been waiting for. So head to rothys.com/getit today. Most things are not that big of a deal.
No, I agree. I guess the question, the root of that is how do you get to that point?
I think in the moment of like real like stress and anger, you kind of just say, okay, let's think about what really matters in life and how this is going to be 1 week from now.
Yeah, but even sometimes with me, I have a hard time getting to that point because for not a long period of time, but for a split second, I do want to throw a pity party for myself, like in my own head.
Really?
Yeah. Not saying it's good, but it's true, right? Because you don't want to put things in perspective, because when you put things in perspective, you're kind of shaming yourself to an extent.
No.
Well, I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, because we talked about last podcast how I shame myself, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think. When you shame other people, then you're getting into bad territory. But if you can have a healthy balance with looking at yourself and saying you need to get better. Like for me, sometimes I'm dramatizing. This is all in my head. I don't actively like point at myself in the mirror, but it's like
you're fat, go to the gym. Which is crazy, but
exactly. It's like you have love handles. Go to the gym. Go right now.
Love handles are great. Think about the name even.
And I don't have love handles.
You don't. I do.
That's what you're supposed to say.
I do.
But back to the whole perspective thing. You do. Yes, you're fantastic. It's hard, right? Because in that moment, you just want to think that, no, I'm the victim here. I can feel bad about myself sometimes, I can be sad sometimes. But you also want to have some self-awareness and know, okay, it could be a lot worse. I have a roof over my head. I'm with a person who really cares about me. I can watch TV when I want, dumb things that a lot of people in this world don't have the opportunities to have like you do, Like right now I can turn the TV on and I can watch Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, but when I think about putting things in perspective, I think my parents don't have cancer.
Well, there's a lot of things you could put in perspective, of course.
I think every time you're stressed about something stupid, you should definitely think like, we are all healthy.
Yeah, sometimes I don't think of that because This skin deep.
Okay.
It's scary being so far away from your family, right?
Yeah, I know, but I know that you're very sensitive about that.
Well, I think a lot of people are. I think parent abandonment is a huge fear.
You don't think about that because you feel bad because you don't get to see them every day, and then you think
Yeah, I
today
feel
they
like
don't have
I'm losing
cancer,
time.
but tomorrow they may.
Yeah, I feel like I'm losing time. I mean, we all are. We're all losing time. Every day that goes by, it's hard because you want to appreciate every day you have. But every day you have is one less day you're on this earth.
Well, now you sound like the Rob Thomas song.
I know, but it's true.
I know, but this is how I've...
Great song, by
This
the way.
is what's really weird is since we've been together... I used to... this sounds bad, but almost wish away my life until I found someone. I've told you this before.
No.
Yeah, I used to wish away my life.
No, because you're also... Think of all those moments you had with your dad and your mom and your sister. And I'm sure you wouldn't trade those for anything in the world.
No,
even
of
though
course
I
not.
wasn't there.
But what I mean is when I would go to bed, I'd be like, I'm one day closer to finding my husband.
Yeah, but it's when we were young and felt invincible.
Yeah, totally. But then as soon as we got together, you and I started thinking oh, this is one day we have less with our parents.
Or one day less we have with each other.
Well, yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah.
Which also used to make me cry sometimes.
Well, don't cry. I think obviously we think of our parents more because they're
just
older.
older. Yeah.
But it's scary. It goes back to the whole, for me at least, meaning of life. Is the meaning of life to be as successful as you possibly can? It can be, right? To pave your own way in life and to make your own way and to work hard and capture your dreams and go after the things you want in life. Or, is it to be with the people that you care about most? And the people I care about most right now are you and my family.
I know.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We're having an adult conversation. I like
when we
it.
say that, it makes me feel guilty about
Don't feel
living
guilty.
here too.
No, we're just talking. Don't feel guilty.
I'm going to cry now.
Don't cry.
But Jared, I'm not sure what the answer to that is. It's probably somewhere balanced.
There is balance, and I think we do a good job balancing it.
I think we do too. I mean, for two 30-year-olds who live on the other coast, we see our parents a lot.
We do. We're so lucky.
I mean, we are so lucky to be able to fly home all that much.
Absolutely.
And
I
to
completely agree.
take off.
I think for me, it's just such a different lifestyle.
Well, I feel like
because I was
you grew up in a spot
entrenched in I never lived more than a half hour from my parents.
Well, yeah, you lived in a spot of the country where I feel like a lot of people just stay forever and ever.
Yeah, people what happens in New England for a lot of people is you're born there, you get raised there, you buy a house, you grow old, and then your parents pass on, and then you get their house, and you either move in with their house or you sell their house, or the kids get the house, and then you die, in the same county or town.
But that's a little bit sad when you say it like that.
Is it?
But then it's not at the same time.
I'm not sure if
the
it
way
is.
you word it sounds depressing.
Yeah, but there's also a beauty to it.
I don't know about the whole they die and then you get the house thing.
Yeah,
That
but the
makes me
world is as big as you make it, right? And we've been lucky where our world has broadened ever since being on The Bachelor. For me personally, I've been to places I never thought I'd be, or I never thought I'd be living in West Hollywood, like this. I think there's a beauty in,
I think there's a beauty in it too.
I think there's a beauty to the small town.
There's absolutely no problem with it. I have no problem with it, but I definitely know that for me, I need a balance. But I think it's interesting because I think a lot of it comes from where we grew up too, because where I grew up was such an elitist place where you work your ass off in high school and you go to the best high schools, and then you go to the best colleges you can get into no matter where they are, and then you staying around means, oh, really? You stayed around? Mm-hmm. There's a connotation to it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right answer to either one.
Mm-hmm. No, there isn't, which I think it's nice that there's a balance. And I think the best balance would be for us to be bi-coastal.
Well, that's a different conversation. But I'm just meaning in the broad aspect of life. I don't think there's a right answer.
But this all came from you saying that you don't want to think about our parents being
who does?
Healthy.
Well, healthy, of course I want to think about my parents being healthy.
Yeah, but like that's
or
not...
my family or anything.
Don't, when you think of a bad case scenario, you don't even let yourself think of that.
I think... Well, now I'm going to cry.
Jared, it's okay.
I think Yeah, it's scary. Fucking life is scary. Sorry, I've had a glass of wine too.
That's
full transparency.
You don't have to explain
yourself. You get a little emotional when you drink.
Yeah, but like obviously,
it's
but it's something that we think about all the time.
Yeah. I think too, you start thinking about this as you get older.
Yeah, totally.
And you start, like for us, we're getting married and hopefully starting a family at some point. And I think for me, I just like... I think now I have a greater appreciation of everything my parents have done for me. And you realize... You know? You just realize how much love they give you, you know? Whew.
I don't know why I've started
Where did this
to think about
podcast
it
go?
More. I don't know why we both started thinking about it more.
I don't know. It's very sad.
I think it was because I found you. I think when we got together, I started thinking about it more. Because now you...
Well, I'm sorry I put that thought in your head.
No, because now we turn into, like, the parents. And then our parents turn into the grandparents. And I think that's what freaks us out because we, like... Because, like, you remember when your parents...
That's kind of life goes on, yeah. Babe.
Okay. Should we move on to the next question?
Yeah, let's move on. That was
Maybe
emotional. Let's move on to
15
another
minutes
question.
on that question, which
I
totally...
know. We should try to do rapid
evolved.
fire so we don't
I
cry.
don't know. We
'cause
don't really,
quite-
like, have... I don't...
We can do a little rapid fire.
Currently, I'm in a long-distance relationship as I finish school, but I'm worried about transitioning from spending the majority of our time apart to
Why? Oh, God, here we go.
To being together every day in the near future.
Okay.
They've been together for 6 years. He's
6 years? Long distance for 6 years?
I don't know. Like, she's finishing school, so maybe they were together at one point, and now that she's 21 and he's 24, that maybe they're thinking... Like, okay, this is like when we live together and stuff.
Okay, so what's the question?
This is when their relationship goes from like a high school relationship to a real life relationship.
Totally.
What I'm
so
thinking.
what's her question?
Her question is how do you just get to that point where you don't get tired of each other? Like, she's worried about the transition from not living together to living together. It like wasn't. I think the answer to this is that if, like, you guys are supposed to be together, it won't be that much of a transition. If you're, like, right?
Yeah, listen, it's the determining factor of whether you guys get there or not is the strength of your relationship. I mean, that's it. There's nothing you can really... I mean, you can actively work on it, which you should, and put effort into the relationship and put effort into trying to coexist and live together after being long distance for several years, but several Rhode Island, several years. But at the end of the day, it's really going to come down to on how strong your relationship is.
Yeah,
I mean that's it's hard. It's almost impossible to answer.
I think you'll know pretty quickly. Sort of. I don't know.
Yes and no. Don't forget though, you also have to.
There are going to be a little growing pains.
There'll be growing pains, and you have to have awareness of the excitement that comes with moving in with a significant other.
Yeah.
Of course. It's new, it's fresh, and especially as a 21 and 24-year-old, you're thinking, oh my God, like, I'm an adult now, and I'm living with the person I'm going to marry, and those are very normal thoughts to have, but they will wear off, and then you will only have each other.
I will say...
And you have to find out if you can coexist in a very happy and strong relationship.
You guys are probably still like in some sort of honeymoon phase because
long distance will do that.
Long distance kind of always makes it feel like a honeymoon phase because you get excited every time you see each other. And I think something that I learned in our relationship was that like I was like, why did our honeymoon phase not last super long? Well, one, we knew each other for 4 years before moving with each other.
Yeah, we were different.
And two, and like people will be like, yeah, but you're only together for so long. Jared and I were pretty much together for 4 years.
Yes
to a
and no.
certain point. To a certain point.
I mean, I don't want to say that because it almost seems
emotionally though
disrespectful to other people that we dated throughout those times. So
yeah.
But I agree that we certainly did not have this normal close friendship relationship. We were on a dating show and we had more than a friendship off camera. And then we were just friends.
But we were like constantly flirty. Like that was always like...
Well, I also think we never talked about dating other people. We kind of kept that side of us to ourselves. And never really, you would never come up to me and be like, "Oh, I went on this great date with this guy. It was so much fun."
Well, no, but that's not what I'm
excited for a date.
I guess what I'm talking about is like that honeymoon phase.
Yeah, I think two things for this.
We were very like we just knew each other so well, and then when we got together, they're totally that dating period, totally, and then moving in. But then I guess where I'm going with this is when you do move in together. This is where I'm going. When you do move in together, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, you give me butterflies every time you walk in the door because you literally live together and you're together more than you are apart, especially in Jared and my situation where we like do so much work together you're going to miss that feeling of missing this person because you don't miss them unless they go on a trip.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that, but also know that just because you are like not feeling butterflies every time they walk in the door, and you are moodier around each other and you're more real, it's not so much like you're always on a date.
Yeah.
That just don't feel like you're on the wrong track.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. That's going to happen in every single relationship you have from now on.
Yeah. And you'll have bad weeks and you'll have great weeks and all that.
That's called marriage.
Yep.
Which I think a lot of people strive for.
Okay.
But you're also 21.
Yeah,
so
you are 21.
Don't hold on for too long because you got plenty of time.
That's so true.
And he's 24. One of them is 24, one of them is 21.
Yes.
So you're both young. Definitely, if you think this is the love of your life, put effort into it and see where it goes.
This is an interesting question that we really can't relate to, but we should talk about it anyway.
Let's do it.
We have already been open about commitment and we see a strong future, but now they've been together for 3 years. But now he says he doesn't want children. I grew up with a shitty family and I want to build my own beautiful family. I'm getting older. She's 29. And I don't know if I should leave or maybe give up the family for love. I wouldn't feel right forcing him to be a father. Please help. He's 27. She's 29. Been together 3 years.
I think that if you're going to give up your dream of having a family and having kids for this guy, you're going to resent him at some point, and that resentment will not go away because if you stay with him and he doesn't change his mind and he never wants kids, then you'll never have kids, and you'll probably resent him for the rest of the time that you guys are together. So sometimes kids are make or break in a relationship. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sucks, because you always want to think love wins out, but in certain situations, specifically with kids in a family, some people don't want kids, and that's okay. Some people do want kids. That's okay too. But that is very difficult. If you disagree on that, it's really hard to have a lifelong commitment.
Totally. And I think that after 3 years and at the age of 29, it's definitely time to start giving that a thought. And does he know that you're thinking about breaking up with him for this reason? Because this would be time to start hinting at, not just hinting at that, but saying, I'm seriously considering not being in this anymore.
If you're in a relationship for 3 years, you should feel comfortable enough to have that conversation. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's unaware about how serious you are about having a family at some point in your life. But I would certainly sit down, have that conversation with him, see exactly where he lies. If he can see himself having kids in a couple of years, in a few years, never. But that's something that you have to be on the same page about, because if you're not, it's only going to spell trouble down the line.
Totally. This question, how can I communicate that I need more affection in a healthy way? I had to go through this with Jared. So I want to know, that so at the beginning of our relationship, he literally didn't stop touching me. So then when he started touching me like the irregular amount that any boyfriend or fiance would touch me, I was like, excuse me, where did the smothering go? I like smothering. So she wants to know how to communicate that she needs more affection. Her boyfriend is wonderful and always there for her, but she wants more passion and romance. A little more closed off. He's a little more closed off than she's used to. I know it's something personal, just his personality. And I don't want to make him feel like it's not enough, but I do want to tell him that I feel like we need to turn this more into a relationship than a friendship. He's 26, she's 24. They've been together for 10 months.
I mean,
how's the best way of going about that?
Telling him. But, tell him exactly the way you just framed the email. That it's not that you're not enough or that I don't love you, but for what I need. I think that's a powerful statement in any relationship. This is what I need. I think to phrase it that way is the best possible outcome. Don't approach it saying what you're doing is not enough, because that's accusatory and nobody wants that. Sometimes, sure.
But then how can I word it?
You can go to them and say, listen, it's not that you're not doing, it's not that you're not loving or touching, but from what I need more, Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that there's things that he needs more of as well. So again, communication is the number one key in any relationship. This would be a situation for me personally where it's not game playing, where you try to touch him more. I mean, you could do that. You could start off with you being more touchy and maybe he'll reciprocate more. That's that's something you could try at first. For you to be consciously aware of touching him more and being more affectionate, because maybe in return he'll feel more comfortable touching you back. Or if you just want to have a conversation. But like I said, I wouldn't approach it and say, hey, what you're doing is not enough. I would approach it and say, this is what I need, within our relationship.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is there anything that you need from me that I don't give you?
No, you give me everything, babe.
Jared, it's okay if you say something.
No.
No, as in it's not okay, or no, there really isn't anything?
No, there are some things that are meant to be between the couple, and we can have a conversation about it later. It'll be a nice little mystery for our audience.
I don't think I like this. You're going to
Why? We'll talk about it.
Keep my bated breath for the next 10 minutes. All right.
That's what I do.
The next question is, my boyfriend and I jumped into living together 3 months after dating. I know the Bachelor franchise is quite similar to this. Maybe it's because we haven't been dating that long and we're still learning about each other, but we've been bickering a lot and we don't always see eye to eye. I need help getting through this stage. We have lots of communication, but sometimes I feel like that doesn't even help. Any ideas? She's 25, he's 29. Now they've been together for 6 months. It's hard. I don't know. I think you guys did jump into it too fast. I mean, just based on the little I know, it sounds like you guys aren't necessarily as compatible as you once thought you were. Because you really don't know somebody after 3 months of dating.
Yeah. It's hard for me to tell someone they jumped too early into it.
Right. And like I was saying, like we just said, like it could be growing pains of moving in together.
Which there are.
Which sure there are, but for it to be after 3 months makes me
Seems
feel
pretty
like,
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can jump into things too early, and sometimes people have the mindset of the grass is always greener on the other side, which, again, spoiler alert, it's usually not. So that's a hard situation for me to try to give a solution to, because I just don't know a lot about it.
Yeah.
I would say 3 months moving in. Seems like it was rushed.
Yeah.
But
And
from an
why was it
outsider's
rushed?
perspective.
I wonder if it's because they had, a rent situation.
No, but that would obviously be rushing into it.
Yeah.
Because then you're moving in for financial reasons
Yeah.
and not because you want to live with them.
Yeah. That's also probably not good because then you bring the financials into a new relationship.
That's always scary.
Okay, I think we're going to wrap with this question. I think because it may take a minute too. Ashley, since you've only had a few serious relationships, or I'd actually say I've had one.
Yeah, you've had one serious relationship.
Which is Jared. How do you get yourself to be confident and secure in the relationship and know that he's the one? My boyfriend is my first and only serious relationship I've ever had and the only person I've ever slept with. I love him and he's my best friend and I do see a future with him, but sometimes my mind wonders about the what if because of my lack of experience. She's 23, he's 26, you've been together for a year and a half. I'm going to say that the reason that I am so sure with Jared is because, well, one, just natural instinct, but it was because I met him at the age of 27 after having, maybe not serious relationships, but at least like having interactions and like dates with enough guys. And I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Jared, how do you explain this? Like if I had met him at 22 and it seems like you guys met at, you were like 21 or 22, I don't know if I would have been as completely sure. I don't know. Could I?
I agree. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about this email that makes me hesitant is you're 23.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to say that. I don't want to be like ageist or anything, but I think that if I met Jared at 23, even though he is and would have been my person meeting him at 23, I think I still would have been like, oh man, there's still so many men out there I have yet to explore. Maybe there's something better for me or like something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you can't appreciate a sunny day without a few rainy ones, you know? So it's
And especially
hard.
since he seems to be your first everything. I think that Jared and I definitely had like super strong feelings for multiple people before we found each other.
Well, I mean, we can talk about this because we're getting married. Doesn't matter. I had very strong feelings for one person.
Yeah.
And there is something to be said about like your first love, right? When you're young. But
I had infatuations. I wouldn't have said that I had a true love, but I would say that I had plenty of infatuations.
Totally.
Where I thought that I was in love with somebody, but it really was like the thought of them.
Yeah. I mean, it also is possible. Is there a name to this email? No.
No.
It is also possible that you are in love with this person, but maybe they're not the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
Because if you are having thoughts at such a young age of 23 about being with other people, what's going to happen when you're 29?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Are you going to regret not exploring other options? I don't know.
I don't know. My whole thing is you should eliminate as many what ifs in your life as possible.
Yes and no.
What do you mean yes and no?
Because you're always going to have what ifs.
Sure, but like eliminate as many as possible.
Sure. Absolutely.
Like reach for as many dreams, actually act on as many dreams and say yes to many things that you wouldn't normally. So you never have to look back and be like, if I'd only done that, if I'd only done that.
There comes a point where the grass is greener on the other side theory comes into play, right? I feel like a lot of people who are again, I don't want to be an ageist and put an age directly on it,
either.
but somebody who's perceived to be ready for marriage and take that commitment, and they get nervous because they're concerned that there might be somebody better out there for them. This happens with a lot of single people, right? Where I would argue a lot of single guys, where they go on a date and the girl checks off 9 of the 10 boxes, but she doesn't check off 1 box. And so he rationalizes in his head that this person is not meant for them because they're not perfect for them. But there's nobody perfect out there. Like, we're fantastic together.
Well,
I think
like,
we complement each
this.
other.
I think Jared is pretty darn perfect for me. I think Jared is perfect for me, except I wish he was less moody.
Exactly. I'm not
and
perfect for
then
you.
for me, well, how would you... I am perfect for you, except...
Certain things.
Just say it.
No.
Come on.
No.
Jared.
No.
Please.
No. I love you.
I just said something about you.
I know. Nothing comes to mind.
You're a liar.
A good one. I love you. But you're right. There are certain aspects that we're not compatible with, right? I think we're compatible 90% in terms of our strengths and weaknesses. But there's 10% of us that isn't. And so I think a lot of people would take that 10% and say, well, this obviously isn't the person for
there
me.
There must be somebody who I click with 100%.
Exactly.
And that's absolutely not real life.
Exactly. But some people think that way, right?
Yeah.
But with her situation, it's difficult because I want to tell you to keep working on your relationship and to tell you that those what ifs are always going to be there. And you need to just realize how great you have it right now with this particular person. But you're 23.
Yeah.
And you're so young. And I'm nervous that the older you get, those what ifs will get more and more frequent. To the point where you're unhappy in your relationship.
And you've only been together for 1.5 years. So it's a little early on to even be having the what ifs if you are in such a happy relationship.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I don't know. Take our advice, reevaluate the relationship.
Talk to the person.
But even if
let them know how you're feeling.
You hear of a lot of young couples who they got together early and then they had to break up so that the person could see if there's anything else out there and they come back together. But I know that doesn't sound good either, to be like, oh, I got to see what else is out there.
Yeah, that's not good.
I know, it's not good, right?
That's a horrible thing to say to someone.
Yeah.
I need to see what else is out there.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that.
Don't phrase it that way. But there is some truth to that. And there's nothing wrong with it. But it's all how you say it.
Yeah. I need to learn more about me. And not in a relationship.
I need to do some soul searching.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's such BS, but
I need to socialize in different environments with different groups of people. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think you should phrase it.
Jared's driving me crazy with his hair.
I know, my hair's all over the place. I don't think you should phrase it like Ashley said, which is, I need to explore with other people.
Wasn't suggesting.
I can figure out if I want to be with you or not.
I know, that's horrible. I feel like there's celebrity couples who have done that. Like Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake.
There's a lot of couples in this world that have done that.
Yeah.
And I'd probably argue there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. I mean, just for 2 examples, Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake did that. And then they got back together and they knew it was they were supposed to be together. I don't know why I'm throwing out these examples because they've stuck out to me. Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson did this, and then they ended up coming back together, but then obviously ended up divorcing.
Mm-hmm.
So, no.
Life is a roller coaster.
Lauren just sent me a very sad text, which makes me feel like, okay, I got to get off this podcast now.
What did Lauren say?
Do you have any leftovers for me? If not, I'll make macaroni and cheese.
Macaroni and cheese sound.
She has
macaroni and cheese. Sounds pretty good right now.
She has like the powder one though.
That's great. I love the powder one.
Really?
Yeah. I'm more of what's the one that you like?
You like the Cracker Barrel and the Deluxe, the Kraft Deluxe.
Oh, is it Kraft Deluxe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which comes in the squeezy pouch.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah,
but
he never grew up with the pouch. I always had the pouch.
No, I was the powder guy. But I enjoy some powder macaroni and cheese every once in a while too.
I like Annie's powder. Okay.
Yeah,
well, you guys, I hope this was like a little bit informative, and I hope you don't think that we complain about our wedding too much.
No, the question was, what are you not looking forward to? And it was hard for us to think of things, so we were trying to think of pictures and not spending enough time with each person.
We did concentrate on the stress of it all, though, too. And, we didn't sound particularly excited, which we are, but,
I think we've talked about so many positive things about the wedding. I don't think it's the worst to talk about some negatives as well. Okay. I don't want to lie to our audience and be like, nope, everything's perfect, and we just can't wait for the day, and it hasn't been stressful at all. And no, it's been stressful at times, and sometimes it really can affect us. Mm-hmm. But we're very much looking forward to the day and the week of, honestly.
I just want to sign that paperwork with you and legally bind you to me.
That's terrifying.
No, it's not.
No, I'm kidding. It's not.
Jared, I think that's why I like it so much.
What, now I'm yours?
Yes.
Legally? You're about the legality
kind
of
of
it.
wacko am I?
I don't know.
I feel like it's not official until it's done, you know?
It's official. You got a ring on your finger.
Well, yeah.
It's pretty official.
It's just, yeah.
I'll have a ring on my finger very soon.
As soon as you have a ring on your finger, then it's really going to be official.
I told you I'd wear an engagement ring.
I know, and then you kind of stopped talking about that.
Well, because I wanted
other people were.
They were like, "What kind of man are you?"
I thought you were such a man because of that.
I thought so too. I still think so.
Why haven't you? Where is your ring?
I think it was more of my buddies just trying to bust my balls.
Where's your ring?
I don't know.
Is it in our room?
Yes, it's in the room.
Okay. Well, I think you are so sexy with it on your finger.
Thanks, babe.
It's so hot. You know you're hot with it on. Yes.
Not really. Remember that episode of Seinfeld where George wears a wedding ring because women are more attracted to him?
Yeah. And because it backfired.
Yes.
Of course it would.
It usually does with a George Costanza plan.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
All right,
that's enough
guys.
about Seinfeld.
Thank you so much. Thanks for following our love journey.
Yeah. sorry if we're boring.
I don't think we're boring. I feel like people are going to like overanalyze everything we say.
I mean, I overanalyze everything Tom Brady says. So.
You're quitting us to Tom Brady? No.
Yeah, I guess I did. That was
stupid.
Douchey.
Yeah.
And obnoxious.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
Okay, let's stop.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening.
I don't get it.
Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Wave Podcast Network. Check out all of our shows, including the Brain Candy Podcast, I Don't Get It, Coffee Convos, and Let's Talk About It.